Welcome back to the Manc Entrepreneur YouTube channel and to another episode of Mondays Don't Suck. And as always, we're going to kick things off with a look at what I got up to last week, what I've got coming up to this week, before getting into the main topic of the day. So that said, last week was a fun one. I definitely say the highlight was getting out of the office and down to Birmingham on Wednesday, and if you didn't see that video which went live on Friday, I'll put a link up here and you can get a bit of an insight into the Internet Retailing Expo on their first day of 2017. It was a great event. It was great to actually do a lot of networking. Got to catch up with so many people within the e-commerce industry there, and yeah, that was the main. It's the main focus. The main reason why we go is to network. And that, whilst there, obviously it's great to catch up with Matt and get into the same place, and it also let us think of lots of different things that we could potentially do in that sort of event space to try and give as much value to people as possible. So that was definitely a highlight. Great to catch up with Jane as well, the eBay Anorak, and we had a quick chat about a few different opportunities that were coming around and a few things that she was working on which were quite interesting. And then Thursday we had John Hayes was also in Birmingham on Wednesday, so it was great to catch up with John for most of the day. We then had a follow-up chat with John on Thursday, and then Friday me and Matt hit the record button hard and got a load of new content recorded for our main business. Also, we realised that some of the software that we are working on as well is a lot further on than we initially thought it was, and which is a great win. So that's exciting. We've in a much better position regarding software than we thought we were, much further on down the line. Still needs some work, but yeah, we've got a great foundation in place of which to work on. So yeah, last week was a very productive week, lots of interesting things going on. This week is going to be sort of much of the same, really. This week I'm not going, obviously this week is Good Friday on Friday, funnily enough, that's how it tends to work. So we're coming up into Easter pretty at the end of this week. So it is a short week for, regarding the team. I'm sure they're not going to be around on Friday. I'm also out of the office on Thursday. I'm going back to do some interviews with the chaps at the Groundwork, part of the Prince's Trust, which again, I have done that previously, and I tried to vlog it, but it's not really something that I feel comfortable videoing, as it's helping young people get over like their interview technique and get over any nerves that they may have. So again, not really appropriate for me to film, but if something comes out of it, I'm sure I will let you know. And yeah, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week are the main days where I'm going to have to try and get so much work done. And yeah, we need to finish off what we've started on Friday, which hopefully we'll get done today. And yeah, that leaves hopefully a good few days for the team to get started on that. And yeah, happy days. We'll hopefully be making some good progress. And then obviously Easter sort of ruins into next week. So obviously next Monday is Easter Monday, which is technically a bank holiday. So yeah, we've got a couple of sort of 4-day weeks coming up in the next few days. So it is a little bit messy regarding, people go on holiday. It's not easy to speak to other businesses because, some people book holidays around this time to go away with family and things. So it can go a little bit quiet, but I am not going anywhere, and I'm going to be sort of head down trying to make things happen as always. And that sort of brings us on to the main topic of the day, which I wanted to talk to you about, and that is that times around Easter and Christmas are perfect opportunities for you to make headway where previously you wouldn't, or people would tell you to break and to have some time off. Now, it totally depends on who you are as a person, and knowing yourself as an entrepreneur is incredibly important. And that's something which, it depends on where you are. If you're not happy with where you are in life, where you are in business, then Easter for you should be the perfect time to get as much shit done as possible, because chances are the phones are going to be quiet, emails are going to be quiet, Skype's going to be quiet, which is just perfect time for you to get a head down and work on things with so little distractions. And the great thing about working on Good Friday, Easter Monday, is you're getting the jump on any of your competition while you're working whilst they're sleeping. And that's one of the sort of secrets to success, is that if you outwork your competition, that is where you will see the biggest wins. If though you're in a position where you don't need to you're in a position where you've put the hard work in and you can now enjoy some time off, you have a better work-life balance, then my advice will always be to do what you feel best. If you want to work, then work, but if you want to take some time off with the family, with your friends, then do that. Life is too short to be working hard and not enjoying yourself sometimes, but that is only if you are at a place where you feel comfortable enough to do so. So many people say that they work hard and say that they want to be entrepreneurial and everything else, and the reality is that their actions don't match their words. I guarantee there'll be people watching this right now who say all the right words. They watch the Gary Vaynerchuk videos and the hustle, and they say the right things, but they don't action it. And it's the same thing, like we say ideas are shit and execution is everything. Talk is shit and action is everything. You can say all the right words, you can say you're entrepreneurial and you work really hard, but 95% of people don't work very hard. Again, it's like when me and Matt started the first business, we were working 15, 16-hour days, not getting paid, 7 days a week, and we did that for over 6 months to a year. And yes, we hit burnout, and we sort of did make ourselves ill through working too much, but we were taking that action to make things happen. You can't substitute that hard work when it comes to success. And that's the message for this week, is yes, Easter's here, but if you're not where you want to be, or not where you deep down think you should be, then this isn't time to take a break. This is time to put your head down even harder and get shit done. Remember, as an entrepreneur, you do what you say and you mean what you do. There's no room for excuses, because as an entrepreneur, as the business owner, as the CEO, as the founder, as a director, the buck stops with you, and if you're not playing the game, no one's going to play it for you. So I'm interested. I want to know what you have got planned for this Easter break. Are you taking some time off, or are you working hard and making shit happen in your life, in your business, whatever it is that you're doing? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. I'll be working most of Good Friday. I am out on some part of Good Friday, which is a bit of a luxury afforded to me, I'll be honest. But Easter Monday, I'm working, and then again, don't want to go too much into next week. I'll be here on Easter Monday, but next week I believe I am going down to Bristol for a couple of days to go and see Matt, and we're going to go and get some stuff done down there. So let me know what you're up to. I'd love to hear from you. As always, I hope you found this Monday's Don't Suck episode helpful and give you a kick in the right direction on this Monday morning. If you have enjoyed the video, give that like button a click, and subscribe if you are new. There's new content every single weekday. And with that said, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you, as always, in tomorrow's video. Thank you for watching.
Invincible.